Hi, students and staff, and welcome to the 2014-15 school year. I'm Mr. O'Connor. I'm obviously your new high school and middle school principal and athletic director, and I'll be working with you quite a bit this year on lots of different things. I want to speak to you for a couple minutes and again just tell you how excited I am to start the new school year, but also go over kind of a few new things and just kind of clarifications and changes from past years. The first thing I want to tell you is we're going to be using Google a lot. So this week, each of your first hour teachers will take you down to the computer lab at some point. Make sure you have your Google login, and student login, and password. And I would expect that all of your teachers are using this with you in your classrooms at some point, as well as I will be sharing information with you that way as well. You'll notice you have a couple messages for me already that or from me already that you'll be receiving in your email, so feel free to look at that. The next thing I want to talk about, and I know last year this was a bit confusing, is your bring your own technology policy or bring your own device. Last year there was some confusion about how to what devices to bring and when you can use them and things like that. We've kind of clarified that quite a bit. You will see outside each of your teacher's classroom a green card or a red card. During the school day, to use your device from the start of school to the end of school, if you wish to use your device, it has to be in a classroom in a teacher that has a green card. If the teacher has a red card, that means technology shouldn't be out and shouldn't be seen. Ask your teachers if you have questions about this. That also means it shouldn't be in the hall while you're walking to the bathroom or in between classes or things like that. So if you have them out at that point, this is just a fair warning that that's just not a place that's helping learning and helping the school. You know, you can bring pretty much any device to school that you want, but you have to understand this is at your own risk. And we know that this is a change in policy a little bit, so we did want to offer you some flexibility. You can use your devices before school and at lunch and obviously after school. But during the day, you have to have that green card, and in the teacher's classroom, that teacher has to be approving your use of the device. Okay, next thing I want to talk about briefly, these are a couple of yucky things. Detentions. Last year we did detentions a couple days a week, I think Tuesday and Thursday. This year we're just going to do it one day a week. It's going to be Friday from 3 to 5 p.m. So if you are having difficulty, making it to class or having behaviors that aren't the best, you'll be spending detention on Fridays from 3 to 5. I hope that room's empty every week. I do not want to see anybody in there, and I don't think you want to be there either. So we'll move on past that. Wanted to talk to you a little bit about the grading policy. It's very similar to last year. Summative assessments, which are unit exams, midterms, final, unit projects, large quizzes, are worth 90%, and you can reassess those. And there's some fine-tuned details that you can find in your email, or I actually posted them in a couple different spots around the school. The formative assessments, which are worth 10%, are practice work, homework, small projects, and very small quizzes. And those are more for the teachers to try to see where you are so they can kind of figure out how they're going to keep teaching the subject that they're working on. Again, the more you know about this policy, especially the reassessment, the more powerful it is to you and the more beneficial it is to you and the staff. But if you choose to ignore it, you're going to kind of have to figure out how you're going to deal with that. Food. I know last year food got a little bit tense at the end of the year. We're going to allow food before school and after school, but during the school day, if you're going to use it and eat it in classrooms and things, each teacher is going to have a policy whether or not they're going to allow it or they're not going to allow it. So you need to just obey their wishes and be sensitive to what their wishes are for their classroom. So before school, after school, okay. During the school day, you gotta sort that out with each individual teacher. So that'd be a good question to ask today. If you haven't noticed, we've changed the media center quite a bit. We had a lot of teachers and staff come in this summer, and some students work on redesigning the media center. That media center is going to be open every day of the week, open at 7:30 in the morning. On Mondays and Fridays, it's open till 4, and Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, it's open till 5. So that will be available for you with an adult to get some help, to use a computer, to hang out, a lot of different things. And they're actually serving coffee and some different refreshments in there as well. Trying to make it a place where you feel comfortable. Because my motto is, if you feel comfortable, you'll probably learn a little bit more. So hopefully I'm right in that aspect. I hope you enjoy it, because this is for you. This was a project sparked on to try to help you guys be proud of the school. We have a couple new faces in the school this year. We have a school success worker, which is Mrs. Karowski, and you'll find her office in the main office here in the high school. And she will be meeting with individual students and parents, just trying to find ways to figure out, how to support you pretty much. We also have Miss Simotis, who will be located in the counseling office where Mr. Stevens is located as well. And she's working on a lot of career and college readiness things. So she's going to be doing lots of different activities, arranging tours to colleges, and just a lot of different things to try to encourage opportunities for you. So a couple new faces. You should meet them in the next week or so. Probably in your English classes, they're going to stop by and say hello. Today we're going to have a brief assembly at the end of the day. That'll be at about 2:14, and we kind of have a unique activity planned to celebrate the start of the school year. In case you didn't know, and you probably this kind of passed under the radar, I guess, the state of Michigan has modified some graduation requirements. I'm going to touch base with you in a couple weeks and explain that a little bit more. So for those of you in 7th grade through 11th grade, a few of these graduation requirements changing will impact your schedules for next year. So I will kind of update you. I plan to do these video updates every once in a while just to try to stay in communication with you. We created a new Twitter account for Alcona Community Schools, so if you want to follow us on Twitter, that's a good way for us to get a lot of information to you quickly. It's at Alcona Schools, capital A, capital S, and then if you're on Facebook, if you want to like Alcona Community Schools, you get a lot of information there too. Another kind of a subtle change that we made, you'll notice in the cafeteria today when you go in there, there are 2 microwaves located on the wall by the pop machines. That's for you. The students asked us, for a few of those to be able to use in the cafeteria, so we're piloting 2 to get started. You make a mess in there, you're expected to clean it up. That's pretty much the bottom line. The same goes with the food before school and after school. We have to have some pride in this place, and we've got a lot of good things going on, and we want to treat the school, the right way. So, if you choose to use those microwaves during lunch, more power to you. But just make sure you're cleaning up your messes in there afterwards. Otherwise, you might have to consider some different policies for those. I wanted to also talk to you briefly. In a few weeks, we're going to get this project off the ground too. A few students, I'm sure, just a few of you, might not choose to turn in homework assignments on a consistent basis. And we were trying to figure out a way within the day where we could help you get those assignments finished. And one way we came up with was a lunch workroom. That's not really the name we're going to call it. We still are working on some details. But pretty much if you are choosing not to turn in things to your teacher, we will have you hang out in the lunch workroom for a while until you can get caught up. And that will be supervised by a teacher and a few other adults. So I guess I'm encouraging you. The stakes are too high. We care too much about you to let you not turn stuff in and to not participate in learning in the classroom. So what we're asking of you is to think about that and to be engaged early in the year and get off to a great start, because we would again like to see that room completely empty. But we know some of you might need a little bit of help with that. So again, we care too much to see you get there. So that's another tool that we're going to have to try to make sure you're successful this year. One last thing I want to talk about. If you need to make schedule changes, do not come down during class and sign up. Do it in between classes or at lunch, and I will be getting with all the students on the list this week. So if you need to make some changes, get to the office as soon as possible between classes or at lunch or after school to sign up, and then we'll be calling you down individually to try to make those modifications. I do want to speak to those Student Center and Academic Support. That class is specifically designed for students that we want to make sure you need it, I guess. So if you don't feel like you need that class and you want to come down and think about that schedule, I would appreciate it, because we have quite a few students in that particular class. Last thing I want to tell you, and we often don't celebrate enough of our successes here. We have an awesome student body, awesome staff. They're all here for the same reason, and that is to help produce the best future people, for Alcona County and the state and the United States as possible, and even for the world. Whether you know it or not, we've got a good thing going. Our school has been named, bronze medal by the U.S. News and World Report 3 out of the last 4 years. You're in a good place. We're going to have a great year, and I look forward to watching you guys learn a lot of different things and having an awesome school year. Thank you, and we'll see you throughout the first week, or if you have to come down and make some schedule changes. Bye.